You may have noticed that the last video ended rather abruptly, and that was because I had to just chop it in two because of YouTube's time allowance. They disallowed it. So resuming where I left off, as we finished, we were just seeing that we could indeed put links in. What I'd like to look at now is reordering these links, and there's a little wrinkle to this. I'd like Kevin's Bookshop to be the top link. So if I click on this little pencil for the settings, I go into this and it has this view order option, and you would think if I just put 1 here to say it's the first one and clicked update, that what would happen is that Kevin's Bookshop would go to the top. It hasn't, and it won't no matter what number I set there. And the reason is because I have to set this one as well. Anywhere the view order hasn't been set automatically appear at the top. So if I want to make sure that I'm really reordering the links, I have to order all of the ones in the group. So here I've added a number 2 to the second one. I've then clicked update, and now it's reordered the links. So you can reorder the links, but watch out, you do need to reorder each of them. The other thing I'd like to look at here is some settings. You notice down here we've got a print button. Well, that doesn't make much sense. You're not going to print off a list of links really. You might want to print this, the main text element, so it makes sense to have a print element there, but it doesn't make sense particularly on links. So let's go and edit the settings. Here, the permission settings that we saw earlier, and we'll talk more about permissions later on. And if I open up page settings, you'll see that one of them is allow print. Well, I don't want that. But what's this allow syndicate? Well, let's click on that and then update. If we look at it now, we can see that this little orange symbol has appeared. That's the syndication symbol. That means that users can click on that to subscribe to this part of the page. What that will mean is that when there's new content, when you add a new link, they will be notified that there's been a change. So it's a very useful feature of .NET Nuke that we can syndicate content. And where it'll really come in is in the text area, because here we really do want people to pick up when there's been a change. So we're going to go into the page settings here, and we're going to allow syndication. So if I update that now and go down to the bottom of the page, we now have a syndication button at the bottom of that text element, text and images obviously, so that now users can say, if there's any change to the content of this page, I want to hear about it. The other thing that we can do is schedule content. So if we go and look at the settings again for this set of links, if I open up advanced settings, what we have in here is we've got headers and footers and things like that, but most significantly we have start date and end date. We can specify when we want this content to be visible from. I will pick today's date. And then when we want it to cease being visible. So if these links are related to some event that was scheduled to happen, after which we no longer want them to be visible, we could say, right, I don't want this to be visible after the 21st. So now when I update it, I have content which has been reordered, which is syndicated, and which will only exist for a set period of time. And I think that'll do for this video. We'll come back in another one and we'll look at some more settings and things we can do, like copying whole pages.